All right, everyone. Sorry, I was reading. I'm not used to like interacting with people in this venue, so I don't want to lose any comments if anybody happens to come on while I'm here. So I was just doing my meditation for Reiki, and I was going to meditate and then come on because I didn't want to be just sitting here with, my eyes closed and you guys watching. It seems weird, but I'm getting too much information, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose the context of it if I don't talk about it as it's happening. So when I first went into the meditation, what I was seeing was I've been working with Dr. Usui and Jesus. So one was on one side, one was on the other, and I was told that they're like playing their parts. So Usui is representing the human element of working with this energy, and Jesus is representing the pure energy, pure spirit. So when I was told to like move into Dr. Usui's energy to experience what it feels like. So I did, but there was this weird stuff happening. It was kind of a little off-putting, actually. It was like I saw him kind of reach into the belly of a mother, and it was almost like bringing like the newborn baby out from being before it was ready to be born. But ultimately the reason, sorry about that. The ultimate reason why that was happening was because they wanted me to understand from the absolute pure perspective of an unborn baby that has no preconceived programming beyond, I guess, the genetics of where it came from. And I can hear them saying, don't get caught up with that. It's the idea. This is all like imagery of what they're trying to show me. So basically they wanted to show me that this very newborn baby. And so they brought the baby out, and through like Dr. Usui's energy, when he like reached down to do Reiki or reached down to do, deliver energy, I was seeing a lot of things. Like there was like fear and what could go wrong, and it just didn't feel good, like from this human perspective. And so backing up a little bit, what I was told, let me see if I remember, as a human stepping into doing energy work, it's like we need a filter to process the energy from like where we're coming from to where it's going. From Jesus's perspective, he is, or that energy is the filter. So I'm going to go back in, but so the next thing that happened when I was like in Dr. Usui's energy and I saw the newborn baby and he was delivering the energy, and from a human perspective, we're coming from a place that we know all these things, that everything isn't perfect. Our perspective that everything isn't perfect, and we're always getting caught up on what ifs and in our lenses, our screen that we're looking at. But then Jesus stepped in front like a filter for us to work through. So it was like me and Dr. Usui here. Jesus was the filter and the newborn baby was in front of us. And I literally saw, I don't know how to describe it. It was like a cord of energy from top to bottom on the baby. And there was almost like crystalline energy at different points. I guess like chakras, but it didn't really make me think of the chakras. It made me think more about just the perfection of seeing the energy through the lens of Jesus, that everything is perfect. Everything was crystalline and clear and kind of being built or added to as the time of what I was observing was passing. Okay, So there seems to be a consistency of things that I've been hearing every time I go into meditation around this, around our perspective, our human perspective, and how it flows from us to the person that we're giving it to. So I'm going to just go back into meditation for a minute. Sorry about the quietness. I see someone's here. I can't tell who it is, but I was just explaining what I had seen in meditation so far. I didn't want to come on until I was done, but there's too much that I'm getting and I don't want to forget it. So I'm just going to go back into meditation for a minute. So just bear with me while I sit in quietness so I can see what happens next. So this is really interesting. So I was like, so how do we deliver the energy or accept the energy, or, how do we be the perfect conduit? So Jesus said, this is awesome. Jesus said, get into my energy, feel my energy. So I did that. I moved into his energy, and the first thing I felt was this bloated sense of solar plexus energy, like it was full of, this is so weird. I don't know if you can see. Oh, he got down. Lynx was just reaching with his paws. He was like standing all the way up on his feet. So it was almost like this bloated, like for me, I'm just going to speak for me because this is what I felt. This all the discrepancies I have about my perfectness that are living in my solar plexus. It was like it was blown up. So as soon as I got into his energy, all of that kind of dissipated. It was like it reminds me of like a whoopee cushion when you like squish it down. That's what it looked like. And he's also saying it, like that's kind of what it's representing, because it's just a bunch of hot air. It's our defenses. So going back, when at first when I was before I asked, like, show me what we can do, I was being shown that all of our stories, all of our discrepancies about our perfectness does come across when we're trying to help someone. So energetically it comes across. So stepping into this pure form of like Christ energy, our perspective clears so that we can see straight. And if our perspective clears so we can see straight, we're more in alignment to deliver the energy. And I just heard when we talk about like, can you deliver Reiki in the wrong way, or can some people do it more effectively than others, or is there a wrong and a right way to do it? All of those questions, what I'm hearing is you can't do it wrong, but you can definitely do it more effectively. And that is connecting with the Christ-like energy. And I'm just using that word. You don't have to use that word It's just a word that I can kind of relate to, not really from a Christian point of view, but because of just knowing what that energy feels like. So that's my label for it. It doesn't mean that, you have to use that label, but it's like the pure crystalline energy that exists before we put up our lens to look through it, right? So if I'm here and you're the perfect energy that I could deliver, but then I'm going to stick something up right here in the way. So as I'm delivering the energy, we're creating an obstacle, I guess, unless we get out of the way. So the best way to do it is to be able to sit in that perfect stream of energy and get ourselves out of the way, get our stories out of the way, get our idea of what's supposed to be happening, or what we need to fix out of the way. I'm curious, what I want to ask is, how does that affect us? Right? If we have the ability to, and I'm going to do this, if we have the ability to step into that Christ energy and we know what it feels like, how is it affecting us? So hold on one second. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I want to just kind of experience it. It's so funny. I was like visualizing my daughter because her alarms are going off because her blood sugar is high, and like I was picturing me in the Jesus kind of energy and Reiki, and then my daughter, and I couldn't get anywhere, because I was like, okay, what perspective am I seeing this situation? I couldn't get anywhere, and finally he's like, because nothing's wrong. So I think that that's really interesting. Like, it just comes back to the perfectness and the surrender, right? So I'm just going to get like one more tidbit and then we'll be done. That was very interesting. So I just asked what else, I should know today, and I wanted to just experience like sending energy through like his eyes, through his energy. And so I have someone very, very close to me right now who's battling with addiction. And, or, I'm not going to go into it, but it's been a thing for the past couple of weeks. And, when I stood by that person with the intention to deliver Reiki, what I felt was not a need to fix anything or change anything, but what I did feel is from that person a lack of needing to feel loved. But the bottom line was not about the people in their life, it was about the separation from source. Super important. I can feel that. So I think it's really important for us to consider whatever pain that we're carrying around, whatever lack of trust we have in the timing of things. Getting connected with whatever interpretation that you can do this with source is the solution. Because when you're connected with source, you can understand the method of trust or faith in the process. Yesterday I made a post about thank you for this experience. And, I've been using that a little bit in my life because some things are hard to go through and watch people go through, and things that you don't have control over. And to just say, thank you for this experience. Thank you for this experience. Because on some level, it's on purpose. It's on some level, this is where there's no mistakes, right? I don't believe anyways. So to be able to connect very I almost see like Legos, how they really stick together when they found the right holes to connect in. I kind of feel like that really deep, locked in feeling like I'm connected to source. So nothing else is gonna knock me off because it's all perfect. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And I hope you guys are having, I feel this has made me like really emotional. So I'm going to work on it for myself. No, I don't want to leave because I'm like doing this thing. But, it's a very common meme, right? Like you have to walk through what you have to walk through to get to where you want to go, especially if you have big goals and big shifts to make. So I don't know about you, but I'm going to get connected more than I already am. I think it's really important. All right. Anybody who's watching this, thanks for sticking out with me for this whole 20 minutes. And happy Reikiing. I hope your meditation is going as well as mine. Bye.